Dennis Scott, Turner Sports NBA analyst, TNT exclusive coverage of the Eastern Conference Finals as the Bucks and Raptors tipping off tonight. It's a pivotal Game 5. Bucks and Raptors, and Dennis Scott, one of the great shooters in NBA history, joins us. What do you think of Drake on the sidelines, Dennis?
I'm sitting here laughing at you guys. I don't really have a problem with it, with the way, the world is today, social media. Just think about it. The Jack Nicholsons of the world, they've been doing it so long, so they're used to being there. I think it's Drake's first time or maybe second time, or like we said, has any of his teams won yet? So maybe he's still trying to enjoy the moment.
Who do you remember being on the sidelines when you were playing? You mentioned Jack Nicholson. Nicholson ever say anything to you during a Lakers game?
Oh, no question about it. Jack's early years, he would speak to you, hey, Scott, you missed a couple shots tonight. When you going to make one? A little fun stuff like that. But never would, back in the day, any superstar or celebrity go up and give a coach a little massage, a little shoulder rub.
Who else was on the sidelines back? I know Spike Lee was always there, but...
Yeah, Spike Lee was always there. For us in Orlando, it was more like a lot of the baseball players, golfers, young Tiger Woods, guys like that would be more sports figures would be down in Orlando days.
All right, as far as this game coming up tonight, what's this hinge on?
Well, I think the Bucks have to get back to being who they are, and I think all season long it's been inside out with Giannis. And I know people are and this is going to sound crazy. I know people love the three like I do, but when Giannis dominates the paint and makes the Raptors play defense, and then he goes inside out and finds his three-point shooters, it seems like they play better basketball that way, and they get into their defense, and they get out and get better stops and get out and run. Would you rather have Giannis on your team or Kawhi? Ooh, that's a great question. Right now, today, I would probably say Giannis because of what he's done and what he's shown us all season long. And I know Kawhi this year has reminded us of how good of a two-way player he is. But I think right now, today, I would probably go with Giannis. I'm also wondering this, though, Dennis, where you have Kawhi Leonard. We're not sure what he's doing after this season. But he probably looks around in the playoffs, although, Lowry has stepped up finally, and probably says, gosh, do I want to do this for the next 5 years where I'm carrying another team here? Do you think that, what's happened this year, he's more likely to stay in Toronto or less likely? I think he's more likely to stay. I think the bigger question we have to keep an eye on is how has his relationship with Masai Ujiri, progressed over the year? How well have they communicated? Because that's going to be the key if he stays. It's like, Masai, what are you telling Kawhi that you're willing to add, you're willing to let go? Obviously, Siakam probably should get the Most Improved Player of the Year award. How do you pay him and keep him? Have you seen enough from Marc Gasol yet? So there's still a lot of basketball to be played, in my opinion, in this Eastern Conference, and I think that will help in Kawhi's decision. Andre Iguodala, Golden State Warriors forward, said that Steph Curry is the second best point guard of all time. I mentioned that I can't put him in that category because, to me, I don't think we have point guards anymore. I just think you have guy like Steph is a points guard. His job is to get points. So I don't look at him as a point guard, Dennis. Do you? No, I look at him as just a phenomenal basketball player because, to your point, and a lot of the GMs, a lot of the basketball minds now say this is positionless basketball. He has such a unique skill of being able to shoot the basketball once he gets into the parking lot. And I think that's what has everybody still messed up to this day is when he's on the floor, once he crosses half court, he's in range. And you're not used to teaching your defense to pick up that far because fundamental basketball says run back, protect the paint. Well, Steph Curry is the total opposite of that. So I understand what Iguodala's saying. I understand what people are talking about. But Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, those two are the two, best point guards ever. So that's why, to your question, I don't think we should put Steph Curry in the box. I think we should leave him alone and let him continue to play and see where it ends up. Who's had a bigger impact on the game, Michael Jordan or Steph Curry? Ooh. Now, the game on the court, not brand, not just style of play. Ooh. Now you throw style of play in there. See, Dan, you had an extra little phrase. When you say style of play, no question, is Steph Curry. When you say impact, he's still knocking on Michael Jordan's door at the end of the day. And obviously, I played in that era, so I still give Mike the nod right now today. But Dan and your listeners, Steph Curry still has a lot of basketball left to play. Why are we still trying to put him in a box? Let him loose. Steve Kerr's already shown us. He puts in the work. He's a student of the game. Take the stereotypes off and just let him go. And let's talk about this 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 years from now and see what the numbers are.
Talking to Dennis Scott, NBA TV, covering the Bucks and the Raptors. That's Game 5 coming up tonight at 8:30. Also, you look at what Steph has been able to do because, kids, small kids, they want to try to be Steph Curry. And that's an impact. Like, he's had a global impact on the way the game is played because everybody thinks they can shoot. Not everybody thinks they can dunk. Everybody thinks they can shoot.
That's such a great point, and that's what makes it when you use the phrase style of play, because every person can go to their local gym, recreation center, their driveway, and put up jump shots. So I always challenge people, go to your driveway today and walk, walk off a free throw line or walk off a college three, and let me see you make 10 in a row. And email me, and then do it the next day and the next day and the next day, and then when it's raining outside, when it's cold. So it gives people a better perspective on what the young man is doing. He is knocking down shots from range consistently, night in and night out, and his teammates understand that. So that's why it's different than today's guard, as you put it, because when he gives the ball up, he takes off running off 99 screens, and all of his teammates are looking to give him the ball. And then when he doesn't get it, Klay Thompson does it. So when we have two guys that are natural-born flamethrowers, and they're running off screens, and their teammates know, get them the basketball. Oh, and when in doubt, we'll slip for a backdoor dunk or backdoor layup because that's the way the system is. So let's not put neither one of those guys in a hole and then let them loose.
Would it bother you what's going on in the front office of the Lakers if you were a free agent and looking at the Lakers as a possible landing site?
Me personally, yes, because I was a diehard Magic Johnson fan growing up. So I'm on the other side of the fence of the, not, liking how Magic, came out the other day and the way he's done it. But I'm still a diehard Magic fan. I think he's earned the right to kind of figure if you're going to give me this job and I'm supposed to have the power, let me do it my way. So I'm sure there's some other, Dan, when we listen to this story, it seems like there's maybe some more stuff that may need to come out because I'm not sure I'm not sure that we're done here in this story yet, Dan.
Is there any way that we look at Kevin Durant as better than LeBron when it's all said and done? What would have to happen in your mind where we would go, best players of all time, and you start to tick them off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you get to LeBron and KD? How would you put him above LeBron?
It's for me, it's hard because your last phrase of style of play, their two styles of plays are so different where it's hard for me to even to imagine, KD being a pass-first guy. KD, from the time when he was playing AAU basketball back in D.C., I remember he played with my son, and he was always playing up, 2 years. And he's just always been a natural-born scorer, not like Magic Johnson, not like, setting guys up. He's always been in the Michael Jordan, Kobe era, phase of thinking of, I'm about to score as many buckets as I can, and that's who I am. And we've seen now since he's been in Golden State, he has become a better passer and a better defender.
Who gave you more grief, Jordan or Bird, when you played?
I think Bird was probably the more entertaining about it because Mike didn't really talk much trash unless you made him mad, and we already know the history of 45 versus 23, so don't bring that up, Dan. I warn you, don't bring that up.
What did Bird say?
Bird was like, "Hey, Rook, yeah, good to see you. I'm about to catch this ball on the block, do a little pump fake, and you get the foul, and I'm going to go to the free throw line. It happens. Make one free throw, make the second free throw. And, me being a wild-eyed rookie, I told Sam Vincent, come down the court, Scott Skiles, I'm going to come off screen, catch it, boom, make a three. All right, good shot, Rook. I'm going to catch the ball again. I'm going to do another pump fake. You're going to reach for it, and you're going to sit down, and I see you second quarter. What happens then? He catches the ball. I reach for it. I get my second foul. I go sit down. He goes, see you second quarter, Rupp. So that's how more subtle Larry Bird was. So that was way more entertaining than guys like calling out your name or saying, different things. Larry was way more smooth with it.
But Mike, if you got him mad, was coming after you.
Oh, if you got Mike mad, the next thing you looked up, he'd be 25 in a quarter.
1 year, Dennis averaged 5.7 threes a game, attempts. That was third most in the league. This season, 45 players averaged 5.7 threes attempted in a game or more. Man, I don't know where we're headed, Dennis, but it feels like if you're not shooting threes, not making threes, then you're not keeping up with everybody else.
Well, the only thing I say to that, Dan, is make sure you're the right guys taking those threes. Make sure you're putting in the work daily, and make sure it's part of your skill set. Because sometimes you cannot force a guy to go out there. It's like a fish being out of water. But if a guy has learned over the years, become a decent three-point shooter, but knows how to mix it up. One of the beautiful things we saw the other night on the road in Portland was Steph Curry putting the ball on the floor, getting to the rim, getting a reverse layup, getting a putback. And then next thing you know, then he runs off 6 threes. So I think he's shown us that even a guy that takes, I think that night he took 16 threes, he still had 4 layups, Dan. So still be able to mix it up to keep the defense honest, knowing that you still want to take your number of threes a night. At
your best, how do you like your chances against Steph Curry?
Ooh, at my best, if we're doing a catch and shoot drill, I think I'm going neck and neck with him. If we're doing anything off the dribbles, I'm drowning.
At least you're honest. Hey, Dennis, great.
Oh, yes. Come on. You got to be honest, baby. You know that.
Great to catch up with you. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate your time.
I'm glad it worked out, Dan. Good to speak with you.
That's Dennis Scott. His nickname, one of the great nicknames, 3D, because he shot threes. I mean, how good is that? He'll be covering Game 5 Raptors-Bucks. That tips off tonight at 8:30 Eastern on TNT.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.